Jack London, The Little Lady of the Big House, Part 20. He was the owner, without encumbrance, of 250,000 acres of land that varied in value from $1,000 an acre to $100, that varied from $100 to 10 cents an acre, and that in stretches was not worth a penny an acre. The improvements on that quarter of a million acres, from drained tiled meadows to dredge-drained tule swamps, from good roads to developed water rights, from farm buildings to the big house itself, constituted a sum gaspingly ungraspable to the countryside. Everything was large-scale but modern to the last tick of the clock. His managers lived rent-free, with salaries commensurate to ability in $5,000 and $10,000 houses, but they were the cream of specialists skimmed from the continent, from the Atlantic to the Pacific. When he ordered gasoline tractors for the cultivation of the flatlands, he ordered a round score. When he dammed water in his mountains, he dammed it by the hundreds of millions of gallons. When he ditched his tule swamps, instead of contracting the excavation, he bought the huge dredgers outright, and when there was slack work on his own marshes, he contracted for the draining of the marshes of neighboring big farmers, land companies, and corporations for 100 miles up and down the Sacramento River. He had brains sufficient to know the need of buying brains and to pay a tidy bit over the current market price for the most capable brains, and he had brains sufficient to direct the brains he bought to a profitable conclusion. And yet he was just turned 40, was clear-eyed, calm-hearted, hearty-pulsed man, strong, and yet his history until he was 30 had been harum-scarum and erratic to the superlative. He had run away from a millionaire home when he was 13. He had won invaluable college honors ere he was 21, and after that he had known all the purple pots of the purple seas, and with cool head, hot heart, and laughter played every risk that promised and provided in the wild world of adventure that he had lived to see pass under the sobriety of law. In the old days of San Francisco, Forest had been a name to conjure with. The Forest Mansion had been one of the pioneer places on Nob Hill where dwelt the Floods, the Mackays, the Crockers, and the O'Briens. Lucky Richard Forest, the father, had arrived via the Isthmus straight from old New England, keenly commercial, interested before his departure in clipper ships and the building of clipper ships, and interested immediately after his arrival in waterfront real estate, river steamboats, mines of course, and later in the draining of the Nevada Comstock and the construction of the Southern Pacific. He played big, he won big, he lost big, but he won always more than he lost, and what he paid out at one game with one hand he drew back with his other hand at another game.